Hello everyone, Sarah, coming from the wonderful world of campus recreation in our office. Just wanted to go ahead and answer the questions that Justin asked, and they were very good questions, and basically they're very straightforward, and they can be applied to all areas of higher education. I don't feel like, it's any one specific area. How do we view the college experience, and can it be influenced positively by professionals? I think depending on the individual, whether someone has been in college before or whether they have never attended college, because I view college a lot differently than my parents do. My parents view college very differently because neither one of them ever went. I view college as a life experience. You meet people, you become involved in groups and organizations, or let's say you don't even do any of that. You still get to experience, like Justin said, living on your own, doing your own laundry for the first time, having to make decisions. And a lot of these students that come here are paying for college themselves, so they're also learning financial benefits. They're learning what loans are and how much their interest rates are when they have to graduate. AKA, that's something I learned when I came to college, was I had to pay for everything myself, so I had to learn how to budget my money. So I think it all depends on the individual, how you view college. A student athlete is going to view college a lot differently than, a engineer major, someone who's in the lab all the time. A student athlete is going to experience traveling on the road a lot. I think, like I said before, I honestly just think it depends on who it is. And absolutely, your college experience can be most definitely positively influenced by professionals. I wouldn't be sitting here today if I hadn't been positively influenced by the professional staff that I came into contact with. Professional staff can make college a lot easier for you, and when I mean easier, I mean like an easier transition. They can be helpful in, life situations. I've gone to many of the staff that I worked for back in Charlotte with life situations that I needed someone to talk to. Professionals serve as models, people to look up to, and I think they absolutely present it positively. If they want to present it positively, they can. The second question he asked was, do you believe that joining a group on campus has a positive or negative effect on academics for students? I used to do a presentation all the time where I talked about campus recreation and the retention rates. If a student is involved in on-campus activities, not just campus recreation activities, not just an intramural flag football team, if they're involved in, a church organization, a Greek or sorority life, if these students are involved, they're more likely to stay in school, do better, especially with I know that sorority and fraternities now, most of them have a GPA average or some kind of standard they have to stay up to. Like I know in Charlotte, they had to do a certain amount of library hours. So I think it absolutely has a positive effect. But again, it goes back to the individual student. Like a student can have a negative effect in an organization because they weren't satisfied with their experience. So I think it all just depends on the individual. But 99.9% of the time, I feel like it's a positive experience. There are some down times, but in the end, I am an example of a positive experience. So I know what that feels like. And I think that being in a group on campus is definitely a great way for a student to stay involved, because they are, socializing with other people, talking to other people, meeting new people. And it's been proven, like I said, in the Wren and Arnold paper, Peer Culture, many educators believe that understanding college peer culture will enable them to improve the quality of undergraduate outcomes. It says it right there, summed up. So retention, I'm going to have to... Weedman found 3 components of socialization most important to the study of college, and one of them was social processes. That's students being socialization. Just one of the points. And the last question Justin had was, Sanford had concepts of challenge and support. Have you had a time where a student had a problem and you had to give them the support they needed? How many times? Many, many times. I've had students cry in my office. I had a tissue box for students come into my office. I had a supervisor and come into my office about a year and 2 months ago, and she didn't know what to do because of a situation that had happened, and I ended up sitting down with her and talking it out with her, and I ended up, letting her know that I was there to support her, and now she has a precious baby girl. So, you work with different students all the time. Each student has different problems, or even if they don't have problems. I'm not saying every student has a problem, but I'm saying that as professionals, you're there. You're there to help the students that you're supervising. I was over about, I guess it would have been about 100 students that were, or no, I'm sorry, not 100. I guess it would have been like 250 students were my sport club officers, and I guarantee you I saw like 25 a week that came in and just want to say hey, and they might have a problem they want to talk about, and either you take into consideration if they need to be referred to the counseling center, or if you can sit there and have a conversation with them and just let them know you're there. That's all a lot of these kids want, is they just want to know that you're there, they have someone to come talk to. And I feel like a lot of my students here, a lot of my supervisors here do that all the time. It's a really great experience, and it teaches you a lot. It teaches you how to listen and how to be there for students. So, like I said, I've had many instances where students have had problems and they've came and talked to me and challenge and support. Yeah. So I thought this week was very good, and I really enjoyed reading the book and the articles. And I think that's it. All right, thanks.